Today we're going to be taking a look at Trackspacer 2.5 from Wavesfactory. I apologize in advance for my voice. I do have a vocal impairment. So as you can see, Trackspacer has 3 knobs and 2 buttons on its front panel. You see the bigger knob, which is the amount knob, which dictates how the VST attenuates the sidechain input. So what is the strength of the compression that occurs to carve out that space? Then you have the high pass, low pass filter, which tells the VST what to not attenuate or what to attenuate now, depending on how you view it. For instance, if you take the low pass and turn it down from 20 kilohertz to 15 kilohertz, 15 kilohertz all the way up to 20 kilohertz will not be attenuated by Trackspacer. And then for the high pass, it would be the same thing from 20 hertz to, say, put it at 100 hertz, then anything under 100 hertz will not be affected by the sidechain input. So that's the front panel. There is a second panel which gets more into the nitty-gritty when it comes to different tools that you have that you would also find in a compressor, like attack and release. You also have mid-side and left and right. So you can also play with the stereo image and attenuate certain signals only on the sides, or only in the mid, or only left, or only right, and in between, which makes this VST a very, very great tool to have in the toolbox. Makes side chaining very simple, very transparent. You don't have to do any EQing. You don't have to do any cuts in your EQs when it comes to that method of creating space, taking the fundamental frequency of one sound source and boosting it, and then cutting that range in the other source to make that space. Instead, you have a plugin that does it for you automatically, and also it does it in a dynamic way, so it follows the input of the side chain. An input takes that range and then cuts that from a vocal track, whether it's an instrumental track, maybe some effects, reverb. So we're going to now look at Trackspacer in action when it comes to what it does, how it does it, and how it sounds. Buckle your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. Here we're gonna open up Trackspacer and start from how you would go through the process of opening and routing Trackspacer in FL Studio 21. So here's Trackspacer, almost ready to go. It's not quite plug and play in FL Studio. There's still a few steps that need to be taken. You go up to the wrench, go to processing, and then you're gonna go to the second number two, which is gonna say sidechain. And as you see, when you right click on the sidechain, there's nothing there. It's gonna be blank because you first have to route it correctly in FL Studio. So that means you open the Trackspacer VST from Wavesfactory on the input that you want to be attenuated, that you want to be compressed. So if that's a 808 part or a full instrumental, you find that insert where that signal is coming through, put Trackspacer on it, and then you want to find the signal that's going to be sending signal through that insert as a sidechain, whether that's the vocals, whether that's drums. Maybe you want your kick to be more pronounced, so you want to carve out some space for your kick in your 808 or in the whole instrumental. In this, we will be using the kick just to be able to do this video for you guys. So a really cool little trick for those new to compression: turn the threshold all the way down, or in this instance, turn the bigger knob all the way up to where it compresses the signal all the way, and then you'll be able to hear what the compressor is doing.